So how important is this sender score? Okay, as mentioned previously in last week's video, many of your recipients' email service providers will be using this sender score to monitor their clients' inboxes and to decide what gets through and what doesn't. So if you're trying to deliver an email to one of your recipients and your sending server has a bad sending score, this dramatically increases the chances that it's just going to get battered away. It may not get through at all, or it's definitely going to end up in junk. Now at the same time, if you have a good sender score, this means that you've demonstrated that you can be trusted, that you are an ethical sender of email marketing, and that the filtering companies, they're going to like what you're sending, and if your server carries a good score, again it dramatically increases the chances that you're going to hit the inbox straight away. Okay, there are 6 main factors that make up your sending score. Now it's really important to understand these and understand how your actions, how what you're doing can influence these either upwards or downwards. So let's get stuck in and let's look at each of them. Okay, number 1, spam complaints. These ones are a real big no-no. Always try and avoid them. A spam complaint is where your recipient will look at what you're sending and they'll mark it as spam. If they mark it as spam, this filters back to their email service provider and all of these are logged. So the rule of thumb here is build your own quality lists of people that you've spoken to or dealt with and are happy to receive your communications. These people won't mark you as spam. Next category is blacklists. These are bodies of people or organisations that keep a list of people that have previously sent spam, a blacklist. So really, the best way to avoid landing on a blacklist is don't send unsolicited email. If you only ever send email to people that are happy to receive it, you'll never hit a blacklist. The next one is unknown users. These are addresses that simply don't exist anymore. What this signifies is an old list. If you're sending out emails and you have lots of recipients where their addresses simply doesn't exist anymore, again, the people that keep your sender score will log all of this information, and the more of these that you get, to them it signifies that your data is bad and you'll see that sender score start dropping. So always cleanse your lists regularly, and again, revert back to never buying purchase lists. Generally, these are padded out with addresses that are donkey's years old and won't work. The next one is whitelists. Now, as you'd expect, this is a list and it's exactly the same as a blacklist, but it looks at the other side of the coin. This is a list or a database of people that are known to be trusted and ethical senders that have ticked all the boxes in terms of good marketing and data cleansing, and they can be trusted. So, like all accolades, these things are very hard to win and very easy to lose. The minute you start sending spam, you'll disappear off the whitelist and you'll pop up on the blacklist. Subscriber engagement. Now, what we're talking about here is how your recipients react to your mailer when you send it to them. What you want is people to be reading it, to be adding you to a safe senders list, and to be clicking through to your website. Now, the people that run your sender score, they can see all of this information. So they'll be logging user engagement. And if people aren't doing anything with your mailer, they will put this down to something negative like bad data or an unqualified list. And again, you'll start to attract negative points for your sender score. For example, each month I get an email letter from a company that sells industrial warehouse racking. Now, we're a computer software company. What on earth do we need with industrial racking? I get spam traps. Now, these are a really big no-no. We made a couple of videos on this a few weeks back. This is the equivalent to treading on a landmine. If you hit a spam trap, you'll end up on a blacklist, you'll bar your server. This means that whatever you're sending after that, it won't get through. So if your database is old or scraped together with addresses found on the internet, this greatly increases the chances that you're going to suck up a spam trap in one of these. Okay, so there we are. There's a quick breakdown of the 6 key factors that affect your sender score. So as we've discussed, your sender score is your footprint. It's absolutely vital for keeping this nice and clean to make sure that all of your marketing is effective. If you adhere to these 6 points and make sure that you don't hit any of these, then your marketing will continue to be very successful. Thanks very much.